Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm whisper singing because I was informed yesterday. I got lots of complaints on yesterday's video that my hello, everyone, hello was too loud. Some people also say it's annoying, but, you know, potato, potato. I did get reports that it was too loud, so today I whisper sang. I did some whisper singing. Okay. I came on to do a show today because yesterday it was announced in Variety that the movie musical Damn Yankees is being remade. It was made. The film was already produced in what year was that? I don't remember what year. It was like 1958, maybe. 1958, 1959, somewhere along those lines, starring Gwen Verdon. But it's being remade. This is a movie musical that, unlike other ones, actually, I think is a good idea for a remake because the original movie is not that good, to be honest. I mean, Gwen Verdon's wonderful in it, and there's an amazing performance by Bob Fosse in the movie of Who's Got the Pain? Gwen Verdon and Bob Fosse doing Who's Got the Pain, which is amazing, but outside of a few elements, it's not that great of a movie. So this is one that's worthy of a remake, and it's been talked about for a long time. But it's been announced. Craig Zadan and Neil Marin are producing. Couldn't be in better hands. And it's going to be starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Jim Carrey. Now, I think, okay, for one thing I want to clear up is because the Playbill, the Variety announcement, which is also on Playbill.com, has Jake Gyllenhaal playing Joe Boyd, which is very confusing to me because Joe Boyd is the older version who then transforms into Joe Hardy in the original script and in the movie. So I'm assuming that's just a bit of a technicality that's just not worked out in the press release because he must be playing Joe Hardy because there's no way Jake Gyllenhaal's just playing the old man, right? I mean, maybe. I don't know. Weirder things have happened. Benjamin Button. So I guess that could be happening. And I think physically and as an actor, he's a perfect choice for that role. I think he's a perfect choice. I don't know if he can sing. He did do that, and I'm telling you, opening on Saturday Night Live that one time. It didn't sound that great. It was very funny. It didn't sound that great. But to be honest, except for his first number, Joe does not sing a whole lot in Damn Yankees. So it could be fine. It depends on what version. It depends on who does Two Lost Souls. Sometimes it's Joe. Sometimes it's Applegate, depending on what versions are out there. Anyway, speaking of Applegate, Jim Carrey is playing the role of Applegate, the devil. And he's perfect. I mean, I'm not always the world's biggest Jim Carrey fan. I actually tend to like him better when he's doing some of his serious stuff. I think this is a nice mishmash of what Jim Carrey should be doing. I think this is like, it's going to combine his comedic elements with there's some acting chops required for this role, and I think Jim Carrey has them, and I like Jim Carrey. I think he's a really good choice. And like my friend Jason said, casting-wise, it's perfect. It's just a matter of whether or not they can sing. I don't think Jim Carrey would do it if he didn't feel he could sing it. I think he's a bit of a perfectionist like that. Don't you get that feeling from him? I think he's a bit of a perfectionist. So I don't think he would do it unless he felt like he could nail it, you know? What hasn't been announced... Oh, sorry about that. Earthquake. Get the baby under the door jam. Get under the door jam with the baby! What hasn't been announced are two things. It hasn't been announced who's directing, and it hasn't been announced... I mean, a lot of things haven't been announced, but two big things. It hasn't been announced who's directing, and it hasn't been announced who's playing Lola. Adam Shankman, I remember him talking about on... So You Think You Can Dance at one point? Right shortly after Hairspray came out, he was touting around a lot about that he wanted to do a Damn Yankees remake. So, and he worked with Craig and Neil on Hairspray. They produced Hairspray, the movie. Would not be surprised if Adam Shankman is the director for this. I think I'll just be real honest. I think there could be some other good contenders. But Adam Shankman seems to feel very passionate about it, so I'm a big fan of passion. So if he's that passionate about it, I think he's the man for the job. I wonder if he'll do the choreography as well, like he did with Hairspray. I'm curious as to whether or not, or because Damn Yankees has some legendary choreography that it's tough shoes to fill. And then the role of Lola, I personally, I think the natural fit and someone I think is most likely the lead contender is Scarlett Johansson as Lola, for two reasons. One is that I think she's a natural fit for the role, and anybody would probably come up with that themselves. Two, Scarlett happens to be a friend of mine, and I haven't talked to her in a while, and I haven't talked to her about this at all. So this is just speculation, even though she's a friend of mine. But I remember a couple years ago us talking. We were having a conversation about movie musicals and how she wants to do one really badly, and we were talking about what she would want to do. And I remember her saying that her dream would be Lola in a Damn Yankees movie. So I think that if they make the offer to her, she'll do it. If you know what I'm saying, Craig and Neil, insider scoop. I think she'll do it. I think she'll take the job. Okay. But I think she'd be amazing, and I'm a huge advocate for Scarlett doing more musical theater, both on film and on stage. I really wanted her to do Nellie in South Pacific, long before Kelly O'Hara was attached to it. I thought she would have been a wonderful Nellie, and I happen to know Scarlett's talent very well, and I think she is born to do musicals, and those who don't know that yet, you will one day learn that that is the truth. Anyway, so I just had to get on and talk about this because I think it's very exciting, and I want to be in this movie really badly. And I know I played Rocky in high school, and I know I'm not the baseball player fit anymore these days. Well, I wasn't then either. But I think that I could at least be one of the husbands in 6 months out of every year, right? He's out, he's safe, he's out, he's safe, he's out, he's safe, he's out, he's out. 6 months out of every year. They might as well be eating crepe. I might as well be. Oh, see, I sang the wife's part. It's such a problem. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.